In a world full of sunshine and giggles lived a curious little girl named Lolo. She had rosy cheeks, pigtails that bounced when she skipped, and a heart full of wonder. Lolo loved exploring more than anything. Every bug, every flower, and every puffy cloud in the sky was a new friend waiting to be discovered. One bright and sunny morning, Lolo was playing hide-and-seek with the butterflies in her garden. 1, 2, 3. Ready or not, here I come. She giggled, peeking from behind a big, leafy bush.
Ho, ho, ho!
As she tiptoed past the wobbly sunflowers and the sleepy roses, she spotted something she had never seen before. Hidden behind a curtain of purple morning glories was a tiny door, no bigger than her favorite storybook. It shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. "Ooh, what's this?" Lolo whispered, her eyes wide with excitement. The door didn't have a handle, just a small golden keyhole that sparkled in the sun. She gently pushed it, and with a soft, magical asterisk creak asterisk, the door swung open.
Ho, ho, ho!
A warm, sparkly light spilled out, smelling like candy and fresh rain. Lolo couldn't resist. She took a deep breath, squeezed through the tiny opening, and tumbled into a whole new world. She landed softly on a pillow of fluffy, yellow grass. Above her, the sky was a beautiful shade of lavender, and the clouds looked like scoops of strawberry ice cream. "Wow," Lolo gasped. This was Colorland. A friendly daisy turned its face towards her and winked. "Hello there," it chirped.
Ho, ho, ho!
A group of little mushrooms started humming a happy tune. Lolo laughed with delight. This place was amazing. But as she looked around, she noticed something wasn't quite right. The bright red of a ladybug's back was fading to a pale pink. The vibrant green leaves on the trees were turning a little bit gray. A river that once flowed with shimmering blue water now looked dull and washed out. The colors of Colorland were disappearing.
Ho, ho, ho!
Just then, a little blue bird with a worried look on his face fluttered down and landed on her shoulder. "Oh dear, oh dear. The colors are going away," he chirped sadly. "My beautiful blue feathers are starting to look like a cloudy sky." Lolo patted his tiny head gently. "Don't worry," she said with a brave smile. "My name is Lolo. What's yours?" "I'm Bibo," the bird peeped. "We need help. The great rainbow waterfall, where all the colors come from, has stopped flowing.
Ho, ho, ho!
Without its magic, Colorland will turn completely gray. Then we have to fix it," Lolo declared. "I'll help you bring the colors back. Where do we go?" Bibo puffed out his chest. "We must journey to the top of Sparkle Mountain, but it's a long and tricky path. We'll need to be brave." "I'm brave," Lolo said. And so their great adventure began. They followed a path made of sparkly pebbles that wound through the whispering woods.
Ho, ho, ho!
The trees here usually whispered funny secrets, but today their leaves were gloomy gray, and they only sighed. Suddenly they heard a soft meow, coming from a hollow log. Peeking inside, they found a fluffy pink cat, curled up in a little ball. She was trying to paint a picture with a berry, but the berry juice was gray too. "Oh, it's no use," she sighed, a tear rolling down her whiskered cheek. "I'm Mimi, and I love pink, but my fur is getting duller and duller."
Ho, ho, ho!
Lolo smiled warmly. "Hi, Mimi. I'm Lolo, and this is Bibo. We're going to the great rainbow waterfall to bring the colors back. Do you want to come with us?" Mimi's ears perked up. "Really? You think we can do it? Together, we can do anything," Lolo announced. Mimi leaped up, her tail swishing with newfound hope, and joined her new friends. Now, the three adventurers were on their way. Their first challenge was the giggling river.
Ho, ho, ho!
Usually, the river was full of happy, splashing water that would giggle if you dipped your toes in. But now it was wide and silent. On the other side, they could see the path continuing up the mountain. "How will we get across?" Bibo chirped, flapping his wings nervously. Mimi looked around, her clever eyes scanning the river bank. She spotted a line of big, flat lily pads that looked like stepping stones. "Look!" she meowed. "But some of them are wobbly." Lolo had an idea.
Ho, ho, ho!
"Let's test them. Teamwork." Bibo flew ahead and gently landed on each lily pad. Chirp! He'd sing for a sturdy one, and tweet tweet for a wobbly one. Following his lead, Lolo and Mimi carefully hopped from one safe lily pad to the next. Hop, hop, hop. They made it across, laughing all the way. They had solved their first puzzle together. Their journey continued up Sparkle Mountain. As they climbed higher, the world became grayer and grayer. They finally reached a large, dark cave. Bibo shivered.
Ho, ho, ho!
"The waterfall is on the other side of this cave. But it's so dark. I'm a little scared." Lolo held his wing. "It's okay to be scared. But being brave means doing it anyway, especially when your friends are with you." She looked around and saw glowing fireflies blinking sadly, their lights fading. "Maybe we can help them, and they can help us." Mimi gently whispered to the fireflies, "We're trying to save the colors. Could you light our way?" Hearing their mission, the fireflies gathered all their strength.
Ho, ho, ho!
Their lights grew brighter and brighter. They swirled around the friends, creating a beautiful, moving lantern that lit up the entire cave. With the fireflies guiding them, Lolo, Bibo, and Mimi walked through the darkness, no longer afraid. Finally, they stepped out of the cave and gasped. Before them stood the great rainbow waterfall, but it was completely still and gray. At its base was a giant crystal heart that was dark and colorless. "The heart of Colorland," Bibo chirped. "It's lost its glow."
Ho, ho, ho!
Lolo noticed 3 empty slots around the heart, shaped like a flower, a feather, and a paw print. She realized what they needed to do. "We have to give it something we love." Lolo carefully picked a small, determined flower from her hair. Bibo plucked his bravest blue feather, and Mimi gently pressed her paw into the paw-shaped slot, leaving a mark of her friendship. As soon as they did, the crystal heart began to hum. A tiny spark of red appeared, then a splash of blue, and a swirl of pink.
Ho, ho, ho!
The heart started glowing brighter and brighter until a magnificent rainbow shot out from its center, hitting the top of the waterfall. Whoosh! The colors came rushing back. The water flowed in streams of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. The colors spread across the land like a happy wave. Bibo's feathers turned a brilliant blue again. Mimi's fur glowed with a perfect pink. The grass, the trees, and the sky burst back into their wonderful, vibrant colors.
Ho, ho, ho!
All the creatures of Colorland cheered. The flowers sang, the mushrooms hummed, and the giggling river began to laugh again. Lolo, Bibo, and Mimi hugged each other, jumping up and down with joy. They had done it. They had saved Colorland. A huge celebration began. Everyone danced and sang the happiest songs. Lolo learned that even when things seem dark and gray, a little bit of courage, teamwork, and friendship can bring all the colors back into the world.
Ho, ho, ho!
As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the happy land, it was time for Lolo to go home. Her friends walked her back to the magical door. "Thank you, Lolo," Bibo chirped. You're the best friend Colorland could ever ask for. Will you come back and visit? Mimi meowed, rubbing against her leg. Of course, Lolo promised with a big hug. She waved goodbye, stepped back through the shimmering door, and found herself back in her own garden, just as the first stars began to twinkle in the sky.
Ho, ho, ho!
Everything looked the same, but to Lolo, the world seemed even more colorful than before. Thank you for joining Lolo on her magical adventure. If you loved our story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more wonderful tales. See you next time.
Ho, ho, ho!